Hey there, Postal here. So today we are going to be looking at the J7W2 Tier 9 Japanese multi-role fighter. Let's take a look. Alright, so J7W2, what is this plane? Well, it's one of the three multi-roles that come after the zeros. You go, well, what the heck? Like, you got these ridiculously maneuverable light fighters that sacrifice everything. They got pretty good guns. But sacrifice almost everything for really good maneuverability. They sacrifice too much, in my opinion, for really good maneuverability. I'd prefer a little less maneuverability and some more speed or some more altitude performance. But hey, who am I? You continue down that line, no, you get this J7W1 before this, which I really didn't like. And then you get the J7W2, which I absolutely love. I try to play it kind of like I would a light fighter. You've got ridiculously good maneuverability. You've got pretty good boost speed. And then you've got these ridiculously good guns. Unlike something like the 211, they are rapid firing, or relatively rapid firing. There's 4 of them, and they're 30 mil. And so once you've got them synced up, it's a little bit easier to sync up with them. They absolutely tear up everything. Heavy planes, multi-rolls, GAs, light fighters. Don't head on J7W2 if you're in a light fighter, because it will tear you up. You don't need rockets. These guns do as much damage as rockets. So yeah. Another thing going for this, the bombs aren't... nobody's gonna call the bombs on this, like great. They do just enough though. So what I typically do in this plane is I'll fly around like you see me, take out whatever defense aircraft are going on here, whatever aircraft, it doesn't matter. I feel very comfortable taking on all enemies. And then as the battle is progressing, if I need just a little bit more to flip a sector, I need to flip it quicker, I'll toss those bombs out, and they're good at just taking out like a lightly armored square, right? As you saw me do at the first garrison there. So yeah, it's not a multi-role in the sense of a multi-role, but I mean it does what you need a multi-role to do. It's a very, very dangerous plane, and you don't see a lot of people in it, and I think it's just because the zeros are the zeros, and they're not... Ooh, bye, buddy. They're just not the top performers, and I don't think this is necessarily a top performer, but it's a really good platform that I think people miss out on. I mean, just look at what these guns do. Even if you don't kill something right away, you're doing critical damage with every shot. You're knocking out wings, you're knocking out engines, pilots, it's all toast. I probably shouldn't head on this guy, but I did, and I won out. I'm probably gonna die here considering my lack of hit points. If I can flip this sector really quick, the AA won't kill me. Nope, this guy's gonna get me, isn't he? Yeah. In a normal head-on, Yak 15 would have had no flipping chance against me, but I just didn't have enough hit points. This plane does head-ons very, very well, because you can kind of at the last second, or a couple of seconds before the last second, you can maneuver out of the way. If you don't kill him, you can dive out of the way there. So, yeah, I have so much fun with this plane. And because you've got those bombs, because you have that multi-role kind of capability, you're not hampered like a lot of light fighters. Have you ever been in a light fighter and you're just like, well, I've killed all the planes, but nobody wants to get any sectors. Like every time I capture a sector, the enemy's already captured the other 4, because it just takes you too long to flip a sector. with just, you know, just a little bomb help. Look, one there. Whee! Another one there. And now I can focus on killing everything above me. And what that does is it allows, like, if there's a GA over here, if there's a bomber, it just makes it that much easier for them to capture those. If I didn't flip it, you know, if I didn't knock it out with my bomb in the first place. Looks like I didn't, actually, looking down at the ground there. Yeah, see? Yeah. But because I weakened the ground targets so much, it was very easy to finish that off. So we've gone ahead. We've got 3 sectors to their 2. It's a very close game, though. And so it's not like we've owned 3 the whole time, right? They had 3 for a while there. So we want to try to keep pushing our advantage. Moving on this way. So a couple things about the J7 here. It has the 2nd shortest boost duration compared to the BVP 21203, which has slightly less duration. It also, I believe this is the lowest altitude performance of the Tier 9 multi-rolls. And, okay, good. Oh, I thought this guy was going to turn back around. And wasted my time. And it's probably the slowest, I would think. I'd have to double check that. So it's got a lot of things it sacrifices for these ridiculously good guns. But unlike some other planes, I think it's pretty well balanced. And so you're able to... It's just the consistency of the guns. With the consistency that you have, you just feel like you've got more flexibility. You're not on a wing and a prayer. You know, you can sync up the guns pretty easily. Alright, so let's head to the center. I saw that they were going to be flipping it anyway, so I definitely don't mind that they flipped it, because now I'm here. It is one thing that you need to do with this plane, just like you did with any of the Zeros. You need to be mindful of what's going on, because you know it's going to take you a minute to get to a different sector. It doesn't take that long in this plane, but it's, you know, it's longer than it would be with some of the other multi-rolls. And just look at that's an IL-20. Like, do you know how many hit freaking points an IL-20 has, and how much armor it has? And that took me all of what, like 4 seconds. And so that just kind of gives you the a prime example of what these guns can do. I really don't fear any amount of hit points when it comes to, you know, attacking planes. There we go, got the center. Alright, and so we've been hanging on to 3 out of 5 for a while now, so we've got a relatively comfortable lead here. It would take a lot for this match to be thrown, and considering we've got so many capture points on the 3 of the 5 that we've got, I'm not really worried about it. I'm trying to get this guy. It looks like we're going to be running out of game time pretty soon. Get him knocked out. Squall line's out too, so now he's out for the duration. Man, that guy's way outside his zone. So can we get over to this other zone quick enough to get some more capture points, or at least some more frags? We shall see. Yeah, this platform really needs the jet. The J7W1 before it was kind of frustrating because it was so slow. And the guns were quite a bit shorter range, so I really didn't like the Tier 8. But man, this Tier 9, tier for tier, might be the best of the 3. So, alright, game's about to be over. Can I get another? Nope, out of the range. Oh well. Just trying to get me some more personal points, man. Give me no more personal points. Oh well. Alright, so you know, another not crazy game, but very comfortable game. So, yeah, man, I had a lot of fun with that one. Let's head on back. Alright, so 15 frags, 5,700 damage. Well, we did 19,000 to the ground, but I think it's because, you know, these bombs reload so quickly. Another 11,000 personal point game. So what we've had 3 of those in a row, basically, that we're going to be posting to YouTube. Not a lot of support from our allies in this instance, but not that you need it. So what is the J7W2? It's really a fighter. A light fighter, not a multi-role fighter. It's got bombs. It's nice. I used to not use the bombs on this plane. Try to get a little bit more airspeed out of it. But the airspeed's so low on this plane anyway, you might as well keep the bombs and do some supplemental damage with those. Because, I mean, you are a multi-role. What's the difference between this plane and every other plane at Tier 9, every other multi-role fighter? It's the guns. 30mm cannons. Rapid firing 30mm cannons is why you're rated at a 73 on this. And that and the maneuverability is what makes this plane. 1,200 cumulative damage. That's ridiculous. I mean, just like wrap your brain around that, right? The plane jumps from Tier 8 to Tier 9 so well. I absolutely love this plane. This is one of my favorite planes at Tier 9 in general. Definitely one of my favorite Tier 9 multi-rolls. But you can't play it like a multi-roll. To a true multi-roll, I guess I should say. Its guns are very, very good at taking out enemy aircraft, whether it be a fighter or a multi-role fighter. Pick an enemy aircraft besides a bomber, and you're going to be able to take it out pretty well. I remember specifically what IL-20 I was behind there, and it didn't last very long. Think about that. An IL-20, which basically is a flying tank, was alive for like 4 seconds after I got on its tail. That's what these guns can do. What the plane can't do, though, is stay behind somebody for very long because its airspeed sucks. It can't get very high at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the lowest altitude performance of any of the multi-rolls at Tier 9. Nope, just barely better than the I-211. Leave it to the I-211 to make something have a better stat than it. But I mean, altitude performance isn't everything for the multi-rolls. Most of them are kind of middling anyway. This is just on the low end of middling, right? The J7W2's bread and butter is its significantly good maneuverability, at least for a multi-roll, and it's ridiculously good gun armament for any plane. I mean, these guns could be on a heavy fighter, and they'd feel very comfortable on a heavy fighter. So, yeah, play this plane like it's meant to be played, a low altitude, bash in everything's head kind of plane, and you'll do well. Now, where you won't do well, obviously, is if you've got somebody smart enough on the enemy team to use altitude and speed advantage, you can make J7W2 pilot's life a living hell. I mean, there's no mincing words about that. You just kind of got to deal with it. Find a way to deal with that situation and use your plane's strengths. In those kind of situations, you got to keep your head on a swivel. When you see an enemy coming in hot and heavy and fast, use your maneuverability to get out of the way and hopefully get on their tail for a little bit. And with these guns, all you need to do is be on their tail for a little bit. Even if they're just kind of hit and run, hit them a couple times while they run, and you might be able to knock out an engine, knock out a wing, make it easier for a friendly to kill them. So I'm talking about things like F2H and the ME-262s, P228. You don't see those very often, but any of those heavy planes that are going to kind of just hit and run. I mean, even some of the light fighters, try to get your guns on them, and with the damage that these output, you'll be able to make people think twice before attacking you. So I absolutely love this plane, and you can just see the difference in the last 3 videos I've posted: the I-211, the Seahawk, and the J7W2. All very similar end results as far as personal points is concerned. Different ways about going about it, right? The J7W2, there will be times that you struggle, just because some planes can be a hard counter to it. But for the most part, you're going to be able to play and enjoy the J7W2 and just kind of tearing up your zone. You're going to own everything below 5,000 feet and do well with that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. If you haven't gotten to the J7W2 yet, get to it. It's so much fun. I really didn't like the Tier 8, the J7W1. It just, the guns weren't as good as the guns are here. The airspeed was even less so, and the engine always blew out. On this plane, the guns take a significant jump in damage. The airspeed jumps up just enough, and really it's the jet that allows you to do some boosting. Although you've got less boost power than any of the other Tier 9 multi-rolls, that extra little boost does help. So keep plugging along if you haven't gotten to this plane. If you have gotten to the plane, do you enjoy it as much as I do? Or am I just, kind of out of left field thing? Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. I hope you're enjoying these Tier 9 multi-roll videos. And the next one's either going to be on the F-84B or the BVP-212. We're going to see which one I think is the second best overall multi-roll in the game. That's the next one we're going to do a video on. And then we'll do what I feel is the best Tier 9 multi-roll in the game as my last video of these 6. Hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day.